Hi, I'm Bob Komodo, your at-home chef, and today we're going to make Vietnamese rice rolls. And here is a list of the ingredients. All right, so to get started, let's show how we need to shell the shrimp. And to start out with, the shrimp you can buy, it doesn't have to be the real big ones. I think this is a 26 to 30 count, and they came frozen in a bag. Most of the shrimp you buy actually comes frozen, and even some of the stuff you see in the fish meat counter is actually frozen shrimp that's just been thawed out for you to buy. So there's no problem in you buying frozen shrimp to start out with and just thawing it out yourself, and you'll have the whole bag and you can save it in your freezer until you need a little bit. But this shrimp comes with the back split already and the back vein removed, so it's had some of the work done. So all you have to do is then peel off the remainder of the shell and the tail, and you're ready to go. This will boil, so we'll boil up quite a few, but I've shown you two for purposes of demonstration. We'll boil them up in water for just a light simmer for only about 3 minutes. That's all it takes. Okay, so here's what the cooked shrimp looks like, and for the Vietnamese rolls, we're going to want to actually split them in two. So I'm going to put my hand on the top, and I'm going to put the knife right into the middle, and I'm going to cut across, keeping your fingers out of the way. See how that works? So I'm going to do that with these three. Do it with the last one here. Okay, so that's it. So I've already halved these several shrimp, and we've got the shrimp done. Now, to prepare some of the other ingredients, like the carrots, we're going to want to julienne the carrots. And you can do that a number of ways. So here's the way you can manually do it. So I'm slicing very thinly this carrot. Like this, and then I'm taking the sliced pieces, and I'm kind of just stacking them up like this, and I'm slicing them again into the julienne pieces. And they don't have to be perfect. We're not in chef school here to be graded. It's just that you want thin pieces. So there's that. Now, if you have a mandolin like this that you can cut, that will slice and cut it into julienne pieces, feel free to use that. See, that's how that works. So you can do it any number of ways, but basically you want pieces that look like little matchsticks. Okay, now let's put these over here. Now you'll also want to prepare some lettuce. And I just use iceberg lettuce. It's fine. And again, you want to slice very thinly so that you have very thin shreds like this. So that's how you do that. So we'll put that over here on our plate. Okay, and then the other thing we'll want is we'll want to have some rice noodles. And so if we come over here, so here's the bag of the rice noodles. You can buy this at local grocery stores. Red Apple has this particular one. you're going to want to get water boiling and then turn it off, and then simply take the dried noodles and soak them for 5 minutes. After they've been soaking for 5 minutes, you'll have noodles that look like this. You'll want to rinse them off. After 5 minutes, you'll rinse them off with cold water so that they don't stick together, and those are ready to be used. Okay. All right, now that we've got some of our ingredients prepared, we're going to make the dipping sauce. Now, the thing about the dipping sauce is you can actually use it for dipping, but you can also, and I'll show that if we make a few of these rice rolls, we can actually put it in the rice roll so that it's got all the flavorings inside. Okay, so to start out with, we need to have a half a cup of tahini. Tahini is actually ground sesame that's like peanut butter. And if you want, you can substitute peanut butter. It actually is pretty close. But for this purpose, I have tahini, so we're going to use, it's like 3 tablespoons. So let's go, got my tablespoon here. Let's go 3 tablespoons of tahini. And it's kind of sticky, so I think you can be pretty generous. Okay. It calls for a half a cup of hoisin sauce, and you can buy this at the local market too. Okay, so half a cup of hoisin. So I've got a quarter of a cup here, and I'm going to do approximately 2/4 cups for my half. So here we go. It's a little sticky, but it's okay. It's a little over, a little under. It's plenty good. Okay, so that's that. It calls for about 1/4 cup of water. So there's the water. I've already measured that out. And it calls for a tablespoon of rice vinegar. So you can use just apple cider vinegar, but I've got the rice vinegar. So here we go. Put it in, 1 tablespoon of that. Okay. Let's see if I missed anything. I think I've got it all. Okay, so now, set this aside. Let's blend it up in this little food processor. Pretty good. Let's take a little taste. Yep, that's real good. Okay, we're going to set this aside and we'll use it later. So for right now, we'll proceed with making the rice rolls. All right, let's get our ingredients here. Let me go over to this other counter. I'm going to grab some basil. It calls for Thai basil. That's real authentic. Thai basil is sort of a more purplish green looking leaf. It's hard to find that here in Ontario, but this is just regular Italian basil. And then cilantro, fresh cilantro. So let's put those down. And then let's bring over our water. And the water is used to soak. Let me go get my rice paper. So here is the dried rice paper. This is what it looks like. And you can buy these in Ontario also, red apple. I'm going to take one sheet. And I'm going to soak it in this water right here, both sides. And initially, it doesn't have to be all that soaked because with time, it will soften up. In fact, you don't want to wait too long because if you wait too long, it'll get real hard to handle. So I'm going to put a little bit of lettuce and I'm going to put the rice noodles. I'm going to put some cilantro. If you like cilantro, you can put more. If you don't like it, you can leave it out. I'm going to put a little bit of the basil leaf. And I'm going to put a little bit of the carrot, like this. Not much. Okay. And then I'm going to start to roll it. No, it's not quite soft enough yet. Okay. I'll start to roll it. Now, you're going to have to squeeze it down. Now, when I get to this stage, what I'm going to want to do is take 2 of the shrimp with the colorful side down. So put the colorful side down. This is so you can see it as I start to roll it. Okay. Let's get the ends tucked in there. Okay. All right. Okay. So now you can see we've got the shrimp showing on the outside. So we'll continue to do that with the remainder of the rolls. So we'll do another one just so that you can see it. And then this one, oops, this one is cracked. You can't use that one. Let's do another one. Okay, this one's good. So I'll soak this. Okay. Get this one a little softer. Maybe they're a little drier for some reason. Okay, so again, we'll have a little bit of lettuce. We'll put a little bit of the noodle. Put a little bit of the carrot. Cilantro. Basil leaf. Now, on this one, because like I say, if you wanted to go take these on a picnic or something like that, you don't want to have to carry your dipping sauce. So let's put just a, maybe I'll just use a spoon. Put just a little bit of the dipping sauce in the middle. And we'll start to roll again. We'll get our shrimp, like so. And we'll finish rolling it, keep rolling. Curve in the ends. It's like rolling a burrito or something like that. And there you go. There's the second one. Right there. Now, let's do one more. Again, I'll soak it.
Another one.
Okay, here we're going to do one more. So again, I'll get some lettuce. Get some noodles. A few more noodles. Some carrots. Some cilantro. Basil. And maybe a little bit more lettuce. Okay, and we'll start to wrap it. Okay, all right. And then we'll put the shrimp down. Okay, go over that. Bring in the edges. All right. So, once again, this is what it looks like. And just for the purposes of showing you, I'll cut one of these in two. So you cut it on a little bit of a bias here. Cut it in two. And then what you do, so typically you'd show it like this on your plate. So you'd show it like this. But then when you serve it with the dipping sauce, so if you're serving it as an appetizer in the dipping sauce, the guests can dip it in the sauce. Very good. Very good. That hoisin sauce, perfect. So this is my own bowl, so I'm going to double dip here. That's very good. So you just continue with them, and you can make easily a dozen for a party. So that's Vietnamese rice rolls. Okay, let's do one more, because I also want to show what happens when they sit too long. So here's some more lettuce. Here's some more rice noodles. Let's add a little more. Here's some carrots. Here's some cilantro. Again, the basil leaves. All right. And let's begin to roll this up. Tuck everything in. Okay. Got that. Then we'll get the shrimp again. Shrimp. Roll over that. Tuck in the ends. Keep rolling. Try to keep that tension up. Okay. So here's the finished product again. Now, when you put this on your plate, if you serve them immediately, you can pick them up. But with time, because your guests may be showing up in a half an hour or whatever, what can happen is they can get sticky, and pretty soon they'll stick to this plate. And so it'll be hard to remove them. So I would suggest you take a little bit of vegetable oil and put it down. Take a little bit of vegetable oil on a paper towel and rub your plate with it. You don't have to be real heavy. But that way, when it goes on there, it has a chance to not stick. And that's the other thing. If you make 2 of them, so let's do one more just for the heck of it. So I'm going to do one more. Let this soak pretty good. Okay. All right, now I'll get some lettuce again. A little bit more. Let's see if I can get a little bit more here. Okay. And again, some noodles. Cilantro. Oh, wait a minute. I forgot the carrots. Cilantro. And again, basil leaf or 2. Okay. All right. Let's see if I can get this. All right. That's not quite soaked enough. Okay, but that's all right. It'll soak. Put down my shrimp. Wrapping. Oh, it's trying to escape here. Just tuck it in. Tuck it in. Okay, and then roll it tight. All right, so now we have another one. What you don't want to do when you put it on your plate is to just, I'm rolling it around a little bit in this oil so that it's not so sticky, because what can happen is when these 2 touch, they're going to want to stick. And after several minutes, let's say a half an hour before you serve it, you're going to end up with all these rolls stuck together. So that's the other thing. After you've made them, try it and put them on an oiled plate, but try to keep them separated so that they don't touch. So there you go, a couple of serving tips. And then if you put them in your refrigerator before serving, you can saran wrap that. But I'd also oil the top a little bit because the saran wrap will stick to it too. So just a few tips there on how to serve them.